Hey everybody, this is Luke. This is the first video devotion that we're sending out. So these are going to come out once every 2 weeks or so. And we kind of wanted to just have kind of a video where we talked about the theme going into this year. A theme that's kind of emerged and that we've been kind of praying over, and that's unity. I had one of the most ununited experiences of my life in 7th grade with the basketball team. My school, we had so many kids that went out for basketball that they had 2 teams. One that played everybody in our division, and one that was, they needed to marinate a little bit more with their talent, and so they would kind of play other schools that were a little smaller. And that's the team I ended up on my first year. And I gotta be honest, it is a miracle that I played in 8th grade and 9th grade, because my experience in 7th grade was so bad. So bad. Probably our highest stat was foul outs. It was bad. It was very bad. And one of the reasons it was so bad and so disjointed is that our team was not united on anything. We didn't see eye to eye on plays, on who was in charge, even how to go about practice. It was just a mess. And one of my fears is that that experience can be the way that we treat church or our faith or youth group, that we're all over the place. And one of the things that's really interesting is Jesus actually prays for unity. He actually prays that that won't be our experience. There's this place in the Gospel of John, it's in John 17, and he begins by praying for his disciples, which is really cool. He knows he's going to the cross, and so he's praying for these 12 guys. But then he prays for you and me. He prays for the people who would believe because of the disciples. And let me show you this. This is going to be on the screen here. It says, I pray that they will all be one, just as you and I are one, as you are in me, Father, and I am in you. And may they be in us so that the world will believe you sent me. This is so wild to me, because what it means is that Jesus is literally praying for you before he goes to the cross. You are on his mind. And he prays for unity. And I can think of no bigger verse to come out of this summer than this, because stuff's really divisive right now. Even over stupid stuff. I mean, I miss when we just argued about whether that dress was blue or gold, or that was like a whole thing. Remember that? And now it's much more vicious and mean and ugly. But Jesus' prayer is still there. May they be one. So how do you do that? It's really intimidating. Well, let me say some things that he does not say. Here's what Jesus does not pray. He does not pray, God, may they all know the perfect answers, because that's not what it's about. He doesn't pray, may they all hate the same stuff. Just, they don't have to be for anything. Just make sure they're against all the other stuff. It's not about that. He also doesn't pray, God, may they all look and sound the exact same, because it's really not about that. Now, see, Jesus is what unites us. Jesus unites us. And not just that, he is the reason to be united. It's not about trying to look a certain way. It's not about trying to sound a certain way. It is about trying to look like Jesus. That's the mission of the church and our youth group. And it's not just that, but it's for a purpose. There's a second part of that verse, and it says this. It says, and may they be in us so that the world will believe that you sent me. And what he's talking about there is there's the pursuit of Jesus that unites us. It's not where I come from, it's where I'm going. It's not who I've been, it's who I'm trying to look like. And so how do we get past this divisive culture that we're living in as Christians? What do we do? What's the right way to go about this? What's the right way to understand Jesus' prayer? Well, we got to look like Jesus. So what would he do? Let me pull these up on the screen here real quick for you, okay? here's some things that we can do. Some things that Jesus does and we can try to look like. It's empathy. Empathy is putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And what that means is that you are allowing yourself to feel, to understand what someone else might be going through, whether they're across the world or across the hall from you in school, or I guess across the screen in a Zoom meeting, depending. Or there's devotion. We see this from Jesus all the time. He allows himself to get away, and it's allowing yourself to get away. There's times that Jesus is praying and he gets away from crowds. He gets away from his best friends. And that means it's okay if you need to turn off your phone for a bit and get off the internet and just take a break. Just take care of yourself and spend time with God. That's a big deal. And the last is that Jesus would love, and that's allowing others to know what God looks like. It has to be through your actions. It can't just be good intentions. It has to be checking on people, encouraging people, serving others. This is what it looks like. And when we start to look like Jesus, we're united. And I can't even begin to explain how much the world needs that. And this is one of the reasons that this year we're trying to meet. Now, it doesn't look like last year, I gotta be honest. We're trying to make sure that we're safe and we're being good stewards of your health and your time and everything in between. And so as you've seen in the gigantic fall update email, we are meeting every other week. So one week this will come out, and then the next week we gather and we talk about it. And there's a chance to serve that is probably the first time we really get to be together. So let me show you a bit of what's coming up, all right? So Lifeline meal packing is coming up for the middle school on September 12th and for the high school on September 13th. If you haven't read the email, maybe just pause this video real quick and write all this down. There's a lot of details about it, and it's going to be about $15 so that we can send this food overseas. This is an awesome way to serve others. And then our first real gatherings, middle school, start a little early. You guys are starting September 16th. In high school, you guys are going to be starting September 27th because your first weekend kind of fell up here with the service project. But it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited to be in person with you guys, outdoors, distance, but able to maybe make a couple s'mores, throw a frisbee, play some 9 square, and talk about God and be a part of each other's lives. If you have not gotten the email, you can email me. This is my email address, and just let me know. We'll add you to a group, whether it's 6, 7, 8, or Elevate, and then you will get updates from us. If you're pretty sure you're in this group, but you haven't seen stuff, again, your internet might hate you or something, so double check your spam folders or junk folders, and be sure to stay up to date on things that we're doing. These updates will come out. We'll be doing some more lessons like this in the near future. I'm really excited about it and want to thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.